Hello, welcome back. This is Doofus K. Welcome to my second Let's Play Farming Giant video. This is sort of farms. How do they work? Part 2. The first episode we went into kind of just building what you see here in front of you. This episode we're going to go into how to make this stuff actually work. As of right now, you can do basically nothing. So the first thing we're going to do is give these buildings water. And as you can see, it says no water. If you click on the icon, water subscription is essentially like city water. These icons do make a difference here. You can buy your own water pump and pump your own water. For now, though, we're going to have to rely on the city for that. And then the second thing we want to do is buy workers, or hire workers. Now we need 3 of them just for this. And then we need, let's say 2 drivers, so that's 5 workers. Now, if you hover over this little money icon, you can see your daily expenses. Labor, which is the little person icon, labor will almost always be your highest expense, with electricity being kind of a close second. So let's load up that building, because you do need workers to feed your cows. So now we have kind of a basic starting functional farm here. You have all the equipment that you need to get grass, which you need for the cows, but we don't really. I did buy a truck, so excuse me. So we do have kind of the beginning, the beginnings of a working farm here. So excuse me. So let's get this field into a little bit better shape. Now, unfortunately, with grass, well, actually with anything, unless you write it down, I don't think that there's a way to tell you what the proper pH is. See, like, this tells you your storage resources, but yeah, I don't even know what this is. I mean, I think this is basically telling me this is the stuff that I can plant. Potatoes, I didn't know that. Apples, interesting. So the first thing we need to do is to plow this field. So we need to select a vehicle, which is the only vehicle that we have, really. And then it gives you this little crazy icon thing. Now, obviously, we don't have any vehicles in the cow pen. So this sort of is self-explanatory. The little checkbox means automated. That means that every time that field needs to be plowed, which is after harvesting, the little guy will automatically do it, which is perfect. And so we have an automatic plow, an automatic cultivate. And then eventually we'll set up one of these guys to harvest it, but for now we'll just leave this here because you'll see what will happen. Well, first of all, there's nothing on the field to grow that's growing, so you can't actually do anything with it yet. So let's fast forward time a little bit here. So you can see they kind of, at full speed they really zip around. And then, as you can see here, it does give you a percentage. And he's done cultivating. And you do unlock bigger tractors, and bigger plows, bigger cultivators, bigger seeders. So, really huge fields, you can make pretty short work of those, so. And then we kind of just wait. Just wait for stuff to happen. Now, we still have $127,000, so that's pretty good. We don't have a loan or anything, so really the only thing we're paying is electricity and labor. As you can see, labor, $250 a day. That's not anything to sneeze at. So we do need to get some sort of income going here. And ideally, you obviously want your workers to pay for themselves, meaning, you want your workers to be generating money. $250 a day is not that much. Obviously, if you're waiting, I mean, we skipped almost an entire day here, so that's not almost always true, but You know, there is some, you know, moments of just waiting here. And as you can see, the weather is changing and affecting things like moisture level and whatnot. It is interesting this is not grown yet. Let's crank it up to full bore. There we go. So let's slow it down a little bit here. So as you can see, this has changed from not growing anything to grass. And then down here it tells you the optimum humidity level. Now we're going to be growing grass here for a while, so let's automatically irrigate this land. If you click on no water and do water subscription, it gives you the usual icon. What shows up here is this extra little thing here, and it says stop irrigation. So if you left click goes forward, that's on, and you can see that eventually this will start going up. And then A is automatic, and then if you left click, that's off. Now automatic is when the plants start growing, it will actually, the game will go bling and it will tell you something like the soil's humidity is not high enough for this crop type or something similar to that. And then it will automatically start watering it for you. So we're just going to leave it on automatic because I feel pretty confident that we're going to need it. And so the other thing that you'll notice here is that it's giving us this counting up number and then the percentage. So what that's giving us is actually the yield. Now it's a little misleading because if the yield is low, this number will go way high, and then as it gets towards the end, it will start to go back down again. And that is a little odd, but what it's doing is it's telling you that, you know, this is what the field could have been, and then as the numbers go down, then it's saying, you know, well, your yield is too low, and so it's going down to this. Now, it is really hard to follow all this. You know, when you have a million fields, you're not going to be able to sit here and just watch this thing the whole time. So it's not super helpful, but it's interesting when you're starting just to kind of get used to these numbers that you see here. So as you can see, we're going to make quite a bit actually off of this, and we're going to level up. I think the first time that we even harvest this field, because remember, it's only going to take 1,000 liters to level up. So once you get more stuff going, you know, these early episodes are going to seem a little boring and a little stupid, but trust me, once you get this game going and once you have all this crap going on, it gets very hectic in here. You can set up automated things with all these routes and stuff, but no matter what, you're going to have to do some things yourself. And so, you know, bear with the game. Oh, alright. So, it says yield was 100%. Perfect. Now, you can see here it says grown, 7,900. So that's the total this field will ever be. It will never be higher than that. And so what we need to do here is we need to harvest it. I was going to say fertilize. That doesn't make any sense. So we don't have a barn, and we can't really afford one yet. A barn store grass. When we get more fields, we'll, you know, start with that process. But for now, we're going to take this grass and put it right into this cow pen here. Oops, what am I doing? So we already started this. So before, we didn't even have this option because nothing was growing. So we want to select grass. We want to do to location. The barn is, you know, I was going to say vehicle. That's not right. A building in your farm. Excuse me. And then this quantity thing. And you're going to see this quantity a lot. This sort of enables you to control the flow of, well, specifically products later on, between storage and processing facilities, and then processing facilities, and then where you sell them. For this video, or for this purpose, we're going to do set max. And we're going to do automated because, you know, there's really no reason for us to manually sit here and hit harvest every time. He can do that himself. So he's going to fill this thing up, and it's going to go bling, just like that. So we leveled up. So let's cover that. So as you level up, and as you can see that now it's changed from 700, it's now 7,500 liters instead of 1,000. And then we have 100 animals that we have to produce for that as well. And that number keeps on growing and growing and growing, and eventually it gets pretty redonkulous. So this is kind of the tech tree. And so there's a lot of stuff going on here, but basically what I start with is storage increase, which enables you to store more grass, more animals. I don't know if it enables you to store more vehicles, but you know, this is a good place to start with. And then eventually we want to get into Big Master, which will enable us to produce, you know, the animals listed there more quickly. And so, you know, you get a 12% boost, and so that's a significant boost. You know, there's all sorts of things like Grain Master. Green Master is also interesting because you can crank up your grass harvesting, or I mean, ripening speed, or growing speed, I guess. So, as you can see here, our cow pen is full now. But don't worry, it won't be full forever, because we're going to buy some animals here. So what we're going to do is make an action to go pick up some animals. And these animals are going to come from Berlin, because we don't own any, and we're only going to buy 2. That seems like a good spot. And we're not going to do this automatically, because it would continuously buy 2 cows over and over and over and over again, and we don't want to do that. Whoa. So as you can see here, our numbers are growing. 100 cows shouldn't be hard to come by. And as you can see, our money is going down a little bit. Oh, now we're down to $1,600 a day. What did we spend? Shop expenses. Oh, yeah, because I just bought 2 cows. That's fine. So now we have... Oh, and we even bred one. So we have 3 cows, a fair amount of grass. And we'll just let the kind of ticker tick here, and we'll just see what happens. Actually, we'll crank it here. So as you can see, we're producing manure. We will produce manure at an alarming rate. You can see our grass starting to grow there, which is good because we're going to need it. The cows are starting to gain a little bit of, you know, momentum here. Not enough storage for harvest, that's fine. $19 cows. 28. 42. As you can see, it just doubles every time. Which is a fair assumption for reproductive rates for cows. While this thing is cranked up here a little bit. Oh, hey, we leveled up. Cool. So we unlocked the mill, chicken meat, wheat flour, and then the big van. And we've unlocked that. So let's put that into that and get a 1% bonus. So there are quite a few videos about this game. They're pretty old. This is the newest version, 1.0.0.3. Solves some of the crashing issues. Oh, speaking of that, I should probably save it here. It fixes some of the crashing issues. It adds a couple things. Interestingly, it also adds the biogas plant, which is pretty cool because you can basically generate your own electricity with manure and or corn. I've never actually used it, but it should be interesting. So I really do like this game. Sometimes Agriculture Simulator 2011 and 2013 just aggravate the shit out of me. And pardon my French, but you know, those 2 games that crash so much, they're super frustrating. They are fun to play, but you know, you can never really get anything done because all they do is crash all the time. And Farming Simulator is also fun, but you know, there's only so many times you can play that game. And I've played this game quite a bit, and I've never had it turn out the same way twice. You know, you kind of get involved doing cows and other things, and you kind of go one direction, and you know, you never quite seem to do the same thing over and over again. which is interesting. Plus, I do like the kind of micromanaging stuff that you're doing here with your fleet of vehicles and everything. So enough of that. Let's check on our cows. Oh, look at that, 152 cows. All right, so let's think about making some money here. Let's level up a little bit here. So right now we haven't unlocked milk cows yet. So really the only choice we have is to sell the whole animal for money. And what that means is that we need to do sell orders. And I'm only going to kind of go into this briefly just to kind of show you. The video is getting a little long, but so to look at the orders, we go to the market, and then we click on this little tab over here that says available orders. You can leave it on all cities if you want. We're near Berlin, so we'll just do it. We'll do that first. The three different types of orders are immediate, cumulative, and periodic. Immediate is just as what it sounds. It's right now. If you look at some of these, they literally want 5,000 units of cow meat today, and that means before 2,400 hours. So they do pay a lot generally. The problem is that the numbers are so high that you really need, like, 235 cows isn't a lot, but you need them like right this second. And so if you had 3 or 4 of these cow things going, you could easily do that, and you'd make a lot of money doing it. But right now we do not have the capability of doing that. So cumulative means that you build it up over time, and as you can see, these dates are a little bit longer, usually a month or so, sometimes not. I mean, like, some of these are, like a week or 2 away. And then periodic is a little baffling to me. The way I understand it is that, as you can see, they give you a couple years to do it, and then they give you the quantity. So what this means is that every 211 units of cows that you deliver to this contract, quote unquote, will give you 95,000. Now, you have until 2014 to do that. Now, it doesn't give you a total, but I think there is a limit. It just doesn't tell you what that limit is, and that's kind of confusing because it's not it's sort of cumulative, but it's more like a long-term contract. And so this sort of adds an interesting spin on things. But I mean, as you can see, this is only for Berlin, and this is for everything. So if we change that to meat cow specifically, and then all cities, I mean, there's tons of orders in here. And some of these things, like if you go into all orders, you sort by order total. I mean, $39 million to do this. But as you can see, it's 48,000 cows by October 5th. Well, you're going to have some huge operation to even begin to touch that. So I kind of start down here by the 100,000 mark. Our thing can only hold 150 cows, so keep that in mind. I tend to also sort by cumulative. The immediate orders are nice if you need money right this second, but we really don't. So 152 cows. I try and start with something about that. So here's 158 cows by the 29th, so that's almost an entire month. Let's get one that's in the $100,000 range, because we want to start making some big bucks here. 930 for 111,249 cows. We can totally do that. And with that, I'm going to keep you at a cliffhanger. We'll go over the orders and how to fulfill those orders in the next episode. So thanks for watching. This is Doofus K. Please leave comments, and we'll see you on the next episode.